All right, what is up, guys? Luthier here. Today we're going to be showing our finals game versus Jake. Now, just a bit of background on this game. Well, not this game, just like my channel. But I hadn't planned on posting stuff for finals because I don't know. I just wanted to keep that kind of stuff more reserved, and I didn't feel like showing the sets. I didn't have to, especially against Ash, and didn't want to give out unnecessary information. Is I noticed that my managers had pointed out that I was already doing that by making videos and whatnot. So I just wanted to not do that. But now that the tournament is over, today was the last day of the tournament. Just wanted to upload my game real quick and then just show you guys my thought process because I was pretty lost in my own thought process. But yeah. So just describing the game real quick. Our team was down 0-2 on Saturday, and by the time I had played, it was 5-4 in our favor. So this game was, yeah, it was pretty important to say the least. But yeah, so let me just describe my team real quick, and then we can go ahead and get into it. But so I noticed that a lot of players are doing this, and especially the top players. I'm talking about Ash and Lily, and to an extent Jake, but they would just completely disregard certain Pokemon. They just say screw it, I'm just gonna go for matchup. And it worked out for them. You can see that they're those are the best 3 records in Snake. So I decided to you know what, screw it, I'm gonna do the same. And just my luck. I said screw it to Fungus. I was like, he's only brought 1 Fungus this entire tournament. There's no way he's doing it again. Not especially I don't know. I just didn't see it happening. Same thing with Snivy. I was like, okay, there's no way he's bringing Snivy. Snivy I literally just instantly lose to, but I was like, there's no way he's bringing Snivy. Not with me bringing so many funguses and whatnot. So I was like, okay, there's no way he's bringing a Snivy. And those are the 2 things I tossed out the window. It's there's no way he's bringing them, but he brought one of them. So it was pretty annoying by that, but we still it was still manageable for sure. But as you can see, I don't have a single Fungus switch in. Fungus comes in on Spritzy, comes in on Munchlax, comes in on Onyx, comes in on Snivy, and I don't have a Spore Absorber or a Sludge Bomb switch in really. So yeah, it was pretty annoying to see a Fungus, but nevertheless, let me just describe the game real quick. And I should actually describe my team. But basically, I brought HP Fire Snivy because that kind of stuff destroys the Pharaoh Spritz stuff that Jake loves to bring. So I was like, okay, this is going to be a great pick versus him. And then everything else was pretty much geared around that. And then we have obviously Heatwave Vullaby as Core Breaker because it's just, again, great versus Pharaoh Spritz kind of stuff. And I didn't see him bringing Onyx because the only time he brought Onyx was it was 1 week where it wasn't webs or something. It was something ridiculous. I don't remember. He didn't bring an Onyx a single time outside of webs or something like that. But I was like, there's no way he's bringing an Onyx or whatever, right? So I was like, okay, let's just go with it then. But that being said, yeah, we also have 15 defense, Timber, and then Combine Spritzy at the end. But just looking at matchup, I'm like, oh boy, this is not pretty because Mienfoo looks like a problem. Volbee's a bit annoying, depends what it is. And Staryu, it's fine. It's just I won't ever get the chance to get up any sort of status on Munchlax. So let me explain that thought process real quick. But the thing with Munchlax is I like to bring Munchlax in on Ponyta. And the reason is because I like to pursue the Ponyta after, which forces my Munchlax to get Wisp and essentially means that it cannot be spored by a Fungus. So that is one of my most favorite plays to make with Munchlax, although we didn't get to see that happen in this scenario. But yeah, just generally what I like to do with Munchlax. But anyways, yeah, so that's basically the team real quick. Not much really to say about it, but yeah. So looking off the start of the game, I'm like, oh boy, we're in a pretty whack situation. I have answers for most things. For Staryu, I have my Munchlax. For Spritzy, I have my Munchlax and Snivy and my own Spritzy. For Mienfoo, I have my Spritzy. For Onyx, I have my Snivy. And for Volbeat, I have my Onyx. I just don't have ways of dealing with my Fungus. So off the bat, I noticed that Jake loved to bring 1 Scarfer every week, without fail. There's 1 week where it didn't happen, 1 or 2 weeks where it didn't happen, and that's because he brought webs. But he brought a Scarfer every single week, and that was something that I had to pay attention to. And I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, that's either Scarf Vullaby or Scarf Mienfoo, but it doesn't really look to be Scarf Mienfoo, so I'm expecting Scarf Vullaby. I'm not sure. Like, it could also be Core Breaker and then Scarf Mienfu. Like, who knows? It's whatever. Either way, I didn't think it was going to be a Violite Mienfu, just because I know what Jake likes to bring usually. But my goal was like to get rid of Onyx and then start breaking with a Core Breaker and then maybe getting stuff done with that. But anyways, I have to lead off with Volibee here because I can't let Fungus lead off or else it's a problem. But yeah. So anyways, he leads off with his Volibee and it doesn't really tell anything. But like I noticed that Jake loves to bring 16 speed Core Breaker, and that's something I had to watch out for. Because like I don't know, I just wanted to watch out for it because I knew that it was something he was really into using, and he's been using it for a while now. So like screw it, I'm just gonna protect here and try to see if I can scout out the Z move with my Volibee. But he just decides to go for a knockoff, and knowing that I could get rid of Volibee right here, I really wanted to stay in and just go for the Z move, but I didn't see that risk being necessary, especially because he thinks I'm overcoat Volibee. Like because of my lack of like Fungus answers, he's very inclined to believe that I'm overcoat Volibee. So like I could definitely see him just throwing off the Z move here. I don't know. But anyways, he decides to go for the knockoff again as I switch to Onyx, and I can't risk his being HP fighting or else fire. My god. I can't risk his being HP grass and going for it on my like rock. So I decided to just click a rock blast because that also covers a Staryu obvious switch. So I was like, alright, whatever. So I just click rock blast as he ends up switching into his Onyx, which is like an interesting play. But I get 2 hits on it, which is whatever. It does mean he's outspeeding me though, so he's gonna be able to knock me out with Earthquake. And so I just go into my own Snivy because I lose nothing by it or whatever. He just goes for Earthquake, which is nice because now this means I can start getting aggressive and doing the stuff I like to do. So I make the double into my Volibee right here as he goes into Fungus because Fungus was pretty obvious. And now I just go for a knockoff because I want to break this Onyx somehow. And if I can start breaking this Onyx, then maybe I can start winning with Core Breaker. So I just do knock off the Onyx and I get a crit, which is nice because I get to chip it. But here I don't want to go into my Snivy because one, it lets in the Fungus again, right? Also, 2, if I go into my Timber, this also covers him going for like a Rock Blast because Rock Blast could kill Snivy at the range it's at since it's at 77. If he gets the right rolls or whatnot, it could be dangerous. So I just go into my Timber right here, and here I just threw off an Ice Punch because it covered. You see it explodes there, but like here I just threw off an Ice Punch because it covers the Fungus as well as the Sane with Onyx. So I just throw off the Ice Punch. Do you get to see it? Oh wait, what? I threw off a Drain Punch? Okay, well that's interesting. I think I meant to click Ice Punch. Either way, it worked out. So he explodes out his Onyx, which is great to a certain extent because it allows me to start winning with like Volibee, whatever. But he brings in a Spritzy, which is nice. It's kind of odd though. I kind of expected him to go into like Volibee and start clicking HP grass. Like that right there gave me like a sort of idea that this wasn't regularly like defensive, because you don't really see people running defensive Spritzy plus like Fungus unless one of them is like a whack set. It's like it just seems so overload on like the fighting checks. I don't know, personally I wouldn't because it covers too much of the fighting checks unless you're like trying to counter team someone who's like really into running Timber, Mienfu, like fighting spam stuff. I don't see it ever being a great idea. So for that reason I just go into my Snivy here. It covers him going for like Nasty Plot or anything, and for some reason, not for some reason, and he is Nasty Plot, which is insane because I don't have a single Fear Resist on my team. So this mon was a big threat from preview. But the good thing is like my Snivy is slightly SPDF invested, like barely any. It's just like because I get that because I have to run 30 IVs on Snivy, I can run this amount of EVs and still hit 16 speed. So I get to use that little difference to go to SPDF, but like I think that allows me to survive a +2 Draining Kiss. So I just throw off the Leaf Storm, and that's going to be able to chip the Spritzy, which is really nice because that puts it in Z-Fly range for my Volibee. So I just go into my Volibee and just click Z-Fly. Like I have no reason to risk anything. It doesn't really like make a difference. So I just click the Z-Fly. And at this point, I'm thinking, wow, I'm in like a pretty bad position. I can't really break Fungus plus Spritzy, but that does a lot. And I'm like, okay, let's just start getting things going with Munchlax, maybe. Like, who knows, right? So I thought it was going to be Hydro, but this dude, he's Scald, and he Scalds burn my Munchlax, and that really turned around the entire game right there, because me finally having a Spore Absorber was insane. And here, I click Pursuit. on the recover because, okay, people are gonna think I'm dumb for this, but anyways, the explanation for this is that Staryu. Okay, so I'm gonna be running for like Facade because like almost all the Munchlaxes nowadays run Facade. So I was like, okay, he's definitely gonna switch because he knows that Facade kills him at this range. I'm pretty sure it does. But he didn't switch. I thought he was gonna switch because like if he switched, then I was gonna be able to keep rocks up forever with my Onyx, and that's something I really really wanted, and I really thought he would think the same thing. But I guess Facade isn't that common. It's not like I try to mask Facade or anything. It just like happened to work out in this scenario. But anyways, I clicked Pursuit, which sucked. But yeah, it's whatever. Not that big of a deal. But yeah, what did I do here? I kind of forgot. Let's see. So his switch is probably going to be like Mienfoo or something, right? So I just go into my Spritzy here. I think I went to my Spritzy here because it also covers him going for like another Scald, and maybe if I can get a burn on my Spritzy, I can start winning with Combine Spritzy. Because like if I'm burned, I actually set up on Fungus, like on a switch in. So that's nice. So basically I just go into my Spritzy right here. As he just goes into Volibee. This also covers the Volibee play, obviously. Volibee and Mienfoo play. But I just throw off a Moonblast here. And just, I don't know, just to gauge damage on the Fungus, I guess. But I protect here. And he goes for Giga Drain, which is whatever. I go into my Munchlax here because it's just a safe switch in. And at this point, I'm still expecting him to be like Z Volibee or something. Or not Z Volibee, like Scarf Volibee. And like I don't think you're ever just clicking your Z move here anyways, right? So I just decide to stay in and go for the recycle as he goes for the HP grass, and that's really crucial to know that he's that set, because now I don't think I can ever harden Onyx, or else I'll be having issues with the Core Breaker Volibee in the future. So I just double into my Spritzy here as it covers that play as he goes for another HP grass, which is nice. And I wish up here because I want to keep the Spritzy healthy. But he ends up going for the knockoff and stays in with his Volibee, which is really good for him because he doesn't get any sort of punish, which sucks for me, obviously. But I just protect there because I didn't want him to be Core Breaker or something, knock me out right there. So I do protect here as he goes for the Sludge Bomb. Now, okay, here's what I'm thinking. Now that I know that this Volibee is not Scarf, based on what I had learned on the scout beforehand for Jake, I knew that this Mienfoo had to be Scarf, okay? Meaning that he doesn't have a normal resist anymore, which is great about him exploding with Onyx. So my Munchlax, every time it comes in, is going to be a problem for him to deal with, like a really big problem. So there's no way you're letting me like click the Sludge Bomb, let in Munchlax, go for his Facade, and get major chip on something. So like there's no way this is letting me happen. So I'm like, all right, boss up. And yeah, I just clicked Moonblast again. I was shaking during this play. It required, like, I know you don't see my timer or anything, but like that, I thought about that play like a lot, like very in depth, because if he stayed in and just went for the Sludge Bomb, like I was in a pretty poor position. But it was definitely manageable, but still, nevertheless, pretty poor position. But yeah, I click Moonblast there. I get rid of his knocker, and yeah, it's insane. It was really nice getting rid of the Volibee. But he goes into his Fungus, and now I'm like, okay, there's no punish for me anymore. Because, okay, the other thing about Core Breaker is, like, with my Spritzy knocked off and my Onyx knocked off, I was in a really bad position with Core Breaker. Like, Core Breaker was going to be able to destroy me. And, like, that was the one time I thought he was going to definitely go into, like, something on my Munchlax. But, yeah, so, made the aggressive play there, and it somehow worked out. But now I can just go into my Fungus for free, or my Munchlax for free, because like there's no real punish. But at this point, he still thinks I'm like not Facade because I didn't reveal it. So I just click Facade here, and I get rid of Staryu, which is insane as well. Yeah, getting rid of Staryu was pretty nice. And he just goes to Mienfoo. Now I want to keep this Munchlax obviously because it wins against the Fungus. So I just go into my Spritzy because I don't think any sort of Mienfoo is going to be able to knock me out. So I just go to Spritzy here as he misses high jump kick, which sucks for him, but like that wasn't doing any more than like 35 maybe. Like I don't think it was doing that much to me, so it's fine. And then I just bring in Timber here because it covered him doubling back to Mienfoo on the possible Munchlax. So I don't think you're ever cooking Spore there, especially in front of an obvious Munchlax. So I just go to Timber, and this is like a free Ice Punch. So I just click Ice Punch or whatever, because it 2KOs a Spritzy, also 2KOs a Fungus, so I just click Ice Punch yet again, and that's going to be able to knock that out. And then obviously Spritzee is annoying, but I have Explosion on Onyx, which is crucial, very, very crucial. But I go for the knockoff, and then I just go for the Ice Punch or whatever. I just want to keep it as low as possible. And even if I went for Draining Kiss, like, unfortunately, I get a crit there, but I don't think it mattered at all, because, let's say I didn't get the crit or whatever, right? He was going to be able to Drain Kiss me. He was going to be at around, like, 50, I want to say. Something around there. Like, not very high. But I was going to be able to die from an explosion from Onyx. So it's not like it really mattered in the end. But yeah, so this Mienfoo is not going to be able to knock me out, and then I'm going to be able to knock it out with Drain Punch. But yeah, that was my series, or my game versus Jake. So it was very, very, oops, sorry about that. Let me turn that off. But yeah, it was incredibly nerve-wracking, and the Moon Blast play was something I didn't think I was ever going to be able to pull in like real time. In real time. But one of my teammates was like, yeah, I know you're playing for like a really big trophy or whatever, and it's like a lot of pressure, but make sure that you know that you're sticking to your normal aggressive play. And that one comment like resonated through me when I was like thinking about that play. But yeah, it was this was like, oh yeah, so basically that game won the tournament, and the Leviathans are the 2019 Snake champions. So shout out to the Leviathans for being an amazing team that drafted me. Yeah. But yeah, this tournament was a pretty eye-opening experience, and I really hope I get to do the same thing in SPL. Hopefully I get drafted. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this content, especially this game. And thank you like for sticking through the entire series. I know I have had only 9 videos now. I think I missed like a couple, but I didn't get to post the first game versus Jake because I don't know, just recording equipment failed, and I was too lazy to re-record it. So hopefully this one is something you guys will enjoy. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys in SPL or in Sword and Shield. So yeah, peace.